Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I am going to talk about my volunteering experience as a medical doctor in Greece. So last year in 2023 I decided to go to Athens for 6 weeks to join a medical organization called Medical Volunteers International, which is a German organization, and to provide healthcare to refugees. So I thought I would just give you a little introduction section before I show you the clips I collected during my stay in Athens, and maybe some of you have thought about doing some volunteering work as a medic. So as I said, I went to Athens, Greece. I've been to Athens twice before as just a tourist. I love the city, I love Greek people, and I always wanted to do some kind of volunteering work. So when I was a medical student, I started following some NGOs online and also like locally, and I came across an organization called Medical Volunteers International. And what I really liked about them is that they were very transparent with where the donations went, and we could always ask people questions who were in Greece and in Serbia, which is another location they work in. First thing you might ask yourself is, how did I go for like 6 weeks to volunteer even though I'm working as a full-time doctor in a hospital? One very easy way to do things like that is to ask your head of department if you can get an unpaid leave. So you basically go on holiday without being paid, and you can do that while your program just continues, while you are still insured, and all that is good. And I did that, so I asked my head of department if I can do that. He was really happy to provide me that period of times. We had a lot of different kind of jobs there. We went to refugee camps which were around Athens. It took us about like 2.5 or 2 hours to get there by car, and the other like remains of the days and remains of the week we spent in Athens itself. We had some offices there where people could visit us in order to get healthcare, but also like psychotherapy, physiotherapy, and so on. So that was really, really good. In the evenings we went to the streets and we helped sex workers and also like homeless people and provided them care if they wanted it. We had a lot of working hours during the weeks. We also had on calls on weekends because a lot of people arrive during the weekends on the islands and they're pretty much on their own. It's really hard to settle, obviously, when you're a refugee because you're on the move, but also, you know, things like clothes and water, food, and especially like in my case, medical help, medicine was lacking a lot. So we made sure that we as doctors were there when a lot of people came in so we could help them out. So I think if you are, thinking about volunteering, you should ask yourself why you want to volunteer. Every person might like reply to that differently. For me, I always wanted to do some kind of volunteering work, but I really wanted to make sure that I have a set of skills before I go, so that I have working experience as a doctor. To me, it is really, really wrong to go to other countries and try to improve your skills which are not existing already. I don't know if you know what I mean, but especially, for example, if you're a surgeon, like a junior doctor working in surgery, and you are not allowed to, do the procedures yourself because you're still in training, you should maybe not go to a country which needs a lot of procedures, but just go there by yourself and improve your surgery skills. That is not, like, to me, that is really wrong. So I made sure that I could actually do something with my abilities, and therefore I went after I had 2 years of, almost 2 years of working experience as a doctor in internal medicine. We were a team of 7 people. We were 6 doctors and 1 nurse. We also had 2 translators who were helping us with Arabic, French, Farsi, Kumanji, and a little bit of Somali, which was really helpful. A lot of conversations happened to Google Translator or ChatGPT. That was really helpful as well. I speak Farsi, so I could speak to my patients who were from Afghanistan and Iran in their mother's tongue, which was really, really helpful. The work there was very intense in a way. Like, we all hear about refugee stories and the difficulties they have to face on their journey to another country, and especially when they come over the sea from Turkey to Greece with those boats you have already pretty much seen on Sea-Watch, for example. It is really intense, and it can be extremely frustrating to do some volunteering work because there are a lot of limitations coming from different kinds of directions. But all in all, I loved my time there. I really want to go back at some point and do more volunteering work, especially like I think first in Athens and then maybe go to another country as well. So I basically filmed a lot of my work as much as I could. Like I didn't show any patients, I didn't show any children specifically. There were a lot of children and women, of course. And yeah, but I did what I could. I also went to Rhodes with one of my friends who came to Greece just for that weekend. That was the only weekend which I had some free time, so we went to Rhodes. It was really, really nice, and it was my first time being in Rhodes and it was in the middle of like winter, so it was pretty empty, and yeah, just a nice getaway from work. In terms of staying and finances, so we were actually able to stay in a volunteering flat. The only downside to that is that you have to share your room, and I personally decided to rent an apartment via Airbnb because I really need some like privacy or private time, especially when your days are full with speaking to a lot of people and having so many like impressions during the day. I really needed my own place. So that meant that I had to invest more money than, for example, my colleagues, but I had my own flat, which I'm going to show you later on in this video. Everything else, like food, the flight, basically everything, you have to finance yourself. NGO work means that you are volunteering, and volunteering means that you don't earn any salary. At least in my position, like medical coordinators, for example, who were the leaders of the team, they earned a little bit of money. It is not a lot, but it is a bit, so you can pay rent, for example. They are usually staying for a couple of months, but in general it is pretty much up to you how you finance your stay, and that you have to consider as well. Like, it's not an easy task to do, but I saved up a lot of money, so I was able to go, and it was a very, very precious experience to have, and it opened a whole like other world for me. And since I'm like studying human rights and international law while working as a doctor, that also very much fitted in my career path, which I will talk about in another video. Like, a lot of people who watched my other like last video asked me how I can fit in a whole master's degree or studying for a master's degree while working as a doctor, and I will answer that in another video. But especially because healthcare is a human right, and I was learning all about it, that was very much fitting. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get to the clips. Guys, this is the flat I'm staying in for the next 4 weeks. This is the kitchen. It looks very nice. And then we've got the living room area here. I actually have a huge balcony. I'm gonna show you that one in the morning. A little TV. And then we've got the bedroom. It also looks really, really nice. And then we have the bathroom here. The shower. Yeah. I'm actually very happy with this flat. Yeah, let's explore the area. I need to get some food actually. And I also need to get some pastries for my other colleagues. So our days usually started at around 9 o'clock a.m. The first stop I'm showing here is that we are going to Corinthos, which is around 1.5 hours by train from Athens. We always took this very big red medicine bags with us, with a lot of medicine and bandages, and lovely girls from Basilica Moon, an Italian NGO, always picked us up from the station. And yeah, you can see our little office space where we basically worked the whole day. The office started at 10 o'clock and the Basilica Moon girls just took the patients in, and we sat in our doctor's room. It was just another doctor and I, so it was always a team of 2 people, and we saw as many patients as we could with a very limited tools. And then we basically closed the whole clinic at around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock and took the train back to Athens. And in the evening we always had to fill up the little bags we took, which were not so little, they were about 15 kilos. So it was really hard after the whole day to carry them on. We usually try to enjoy the city as much as we could. In the evenings it was also a very nice way to switch up routines and to switch off the whole day. And yeah, I was very lucky because I had a huge balcony, so I had breakfast every day in the morning on my balcony. And yeah, clinics which we visited during the days in Athens was, for example, Wofford, which is an Iranian lead clinic, and also our Meraki clinic, which is basically the main office where we had our sessions, saw some patients, and had some lessons in different kinds of way. The team was really, really nice. I had made amazing friends there, and even though everyone was very individual and different, we all had the same goal, which was really nice. So there was a common ground for us. One weekend, as I told you guys, I went to Rhodes in the middle of basically late autumn, winter with one of my friends, and it was a beautiful, beautiful experience because, as you can see, it's very quiet and very empty. There were basically no tourists, and it was just a nice getaway after around 2 weeks of volunteering. And yeah, we just basically saw the historic city center and took a whole road trip. My friend drove, and it was just a very lovely weekend. Is Anna coming? So another camp you can see here, or another preparation for a camp, was a camp which was very, very busy. We saw around 70 to 80 patients in like 4 hours every single week during. And yeah, these days were the most precious ones and the most tiring ones, but also like the best ones, I think, in my opinion. And in this clip, you can see my like colleague and I going to the streets and do the outreach, because as I told you before, we also provided healthcare for like homeless people and sex workers. So that was a huge part of our work as well.
Yeah. Wow. My mom will be.
Oh, it was an amazing experience, as I told you guys, and I hope I can see and do these things again, maybe with a different mindset and a different, experience. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.